especially as a provider, a lot of men don't speak about this, but a lot of men suffer in silence also.
Facts.
When you a provider and you a real provider, but you already unhappy and you not feeling like you being celebrated in a proper manner, you feel like you only being tolerated. Like a lot of people be like, why certain men don't go home? Like when I was in the streets, I used to hate going home because I feel like it's cool, but I ain't welcome there. Cause it don't feel embracing when I go home. It's like y'all act like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Facts.
And a lot of men suffer from that and not knowing that it's okay to have your man cave. You have to go in your solitude and have your time for yourself in order for you to release. Cause we so busy being tough and harboring all these resentment and emotions and all the shit we deal with. We go through so much trauma that we suppress. We as people, especially melanated people. Like we go through so much trauma that we suppress. Like we get beat up every day, physically, verbally, all of those type of things. So we go through that type of shit every day and we carry these traumas. And a lot of these traumas don't just start in the streets, they start in the household, then they translate over into the streets. And then we go through life not really ever learning how to heal from the things we've been through in our past. Because a lot of times it's painful to reflect and think about what you've been through, because you don't want to relive trauma. Who want to reopen a cut and put salt in that motherfucker? But
true,
a lot of times we haven't learned how to process our emotions, because we always taught as men, man, you don't supposed to cry, you supposed to be a monster, you supposed to be this, and we forget as fathers, as men, how to be nurturers. So if we don't know how to be nurturers, we don't know how to nurture ourselves. We can never nurture our children, so they grow up hard. We passing like traumatic patterns from our past onto our children, onto our significant others, and it's just unhealthy, emotionally, spiritually, physically. It's just unhealthy. And if you look at it, if you got emotional turmoil like going on the inside, you divided. Your kingdom, your body is your temple. Any temple, any regime, anything that's divided amongst itself cannot stand.
Yes.
So I had to realize on my fitness journey, like just getting my body healthy, I had to get my emotional state healthy, and I had to get my mind healthy. And this allowed me to be spiritually healthy. You know what I'm saying? And it don't happen overnight, because I'm still just replacing negative habits with positive habits. And right now, I had to realize that I'm just on my journey. You know, I forgive myself for the things I can't change, but I also hold myself accountable for the things that I know that's better. And I keep self-inventory on myself now.
Accountability is key.
So like, I like to hold myself accountable, because I feel like I'm responsible for the places that I place myself. I already started my healing process from going backwards. I had to go back to my childhood. I had to go back because I don't want to project these things onto my children. And my children, it's about breaking generational curses for me right now. I want to always create a space where my children feel comfortable communicating with me. So I went back to heal myself and my inner child for my children. I want my children to always, that's like toxic masculinity. If my daughter fall down, get up, you all right? No, that's when it's time for me to exhibit femininity, like my feminine side, and nurture her. Come on, baby, it's all right. That's when it's time for me to be a nurturer. Now, if you violate her, then now it's time for me to be a monster. It takes balance. You know what I'm saying? That's why when I hear like people talk about this, like the feminist movement and this alpha male bullshit, that's bullshit. It's like we not supposed to be competing with each other. We supposed to be, it's balance. Like my woman supposed to balance me out, and I'm supposed to balance her out. It's about balance. It's like Mother Earth, Father Sky. It's like we create life, and we you know, I bought the house, I worked hard for the house, and you put your love into the stitching and the fabric by the way you furnished it and did the interior decorating. So when I walk in the bathroom, I don't just feel the love, I can see that you put your love into this shit. And I think back in retrospect, and I always wonder, I would hate to suffer with the regret of what if I only would have tried.
Yeah.
I never, it hurt me when I remember being in prison, watching all them different artists on TV winning Grammys and whatever it is they win. I was like, you know in your soul that's supposed to be. That's why I love when Inky Johnson say that. We live by this, we die by this, we don't surrender, we don't retreat. Every man must search his own soul. I listen to that quote every morning. Everything I do is emulated. So I am there. I was chasing something that I already have. You know, and me standing on the side of certain people, if it's not authentic, you know, the authenticity always is gonna rule. The law of lenity states that whenever two opposing forces cannot come to an agreement, the lesser always rules the greater. And you know, I come as I am.